Yo, what's going on? It's your boy. Now, for today's video, I just wanted to say, I did not watch season 3 of Bridgerton as of yet, but I will be spinning a block for this. I was told that I need to watch seasons 1, 2, Queen Charlotte, and then go into season 3. So to preface this video, I have not seen season 3 as of yet, and I'm still on the last 2 episodes of Queen Charlotte. But I still want to make this list. I was in the office the other day and someone had whispered in my ear and was just like, yo, I think you should watch Bridgerton. That's the type of drama that you're gonna be into. You're gonna be obsessed. Everybody knows I love Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl is probably one of my favorite shows of all time, and I think it's only because of how much spiciness is in that show, bro. Like, I love toxic. Like, I sound toxic as hell just saying that, but I love dramas. But in Bridgerton, it reminded me a lot of Gossip Girl just because of the whole whistle down character, which we do find out at the end. Should I say it's a spoiler? Should I say spoiler warnings if you haven't seen Bridgerton? If you haven't seen Bridgerton and this is your first video of mine, please drop a like and come back later once you watch Bridgerton, because I will be dropping a lot of spoilers in this video. But I will appreciate if you will come back later and just let me know what you think. But this is going to be my top 5 love stories of Bridgerton. Scratch that out. I want to say this is my top 5 couples of Bridgerton. One of the couples though, it didn't really happen, but I felt as if it needed to happen. Let's start off with number 5. So for number 5, I want to say Theo and Eloise. This was the couple that I was mentioning that did not get a chance to be a couple. They were kind of just, you know, in the background, always just I can't find the words. I can't find the words for it. It's the blossom that never got a chance to bud. That was nice right there. That was nice. Eloise in season 2 really did not want to be there the entire time. She hated the ball. She did not want to be out that season. She did, however, got a chance to meet someone. The entire time when she was trying to run around the city looking for who the identity of Whistledown was, she got a chance to meet her boy Theo, and I feel as if that is her proper soulmate. I didn't mean to say proper, but I felt like there was gonna be that accent come out, the whole English accent, her proper suitor. And that's another issue with the whole Bridgerton or the royalty line. You need to be of someone of status, so they can't marry someone who's underneath. If they were given the opportunity, I do believe Eloise and Theo would have been a perfect match, and they would have been a great love story. But unfortunately, Theo and Eloise were outed out by Whistledown, and they just could not become a couple because of it. Him being of the poor class and her being a Viscount, or the daughter of the Viscount, or the former Viscount. It wasn't meant to be. Number 4, our 4th couple. It was really a toss-up for me. And I loved him at first. I just wanted to see more of him. He did not come back for season 2. If you've seen the show, you already know who I'm hinting at. Simon and Daphne. The Duke of Hastings really did mess up Simon's whole relationship, but in the end though, it did help Simon and Daphne becoming a couple. The whole season, when Simon is introduced, he just was like, oh no, I don't want to be with anyone. There's no woman for me. My line will end with me. And he was adamant about that. He did not want anything to do with Daphne at first. If it wasn't for the interference of Lady Danbury or Lady Bridgerton, those two would not have been together. Lady Bridgerton was really pushing that, hey, I want you to find the person that you love and marry them. All of these people who are coming out to you, and even if your brother is trying to tell you you have to marry someone of status, you should marry for love. You know, looking back, that's kind of unfair that Eloise didn't get a chance to marry out of love. But you know, again, Theo and Eloise weren't technically a couple. They just were kind of sneaking around. Just have to go on a side tangent. My boy Anthony was ready to pull out the blicky every single time that somebody disrespected Daphne. But the one time he should have put out the blicky was when, what's his name, was like, yo, I'm gonna marry your sister. Everything's in order already. Boom, there you go. And as soon as he got into the carriage with the family, he was like, sister, I can defend your honor today. I'm prepared to go to war. And when Simon caught mans in the, you know, I forgot his name. When Simon caught him lacking, bro, Simon was don't ever dishonor her. Don't ever talk about Daphne again. That was at that point I was like, alright, you might say you don't want to be with her, but you with her, bro. Like, that is your shorty, and you playing this game for no reason. And Lady Danbury caught on to that. Lady Danbury was like, yo, why are you playing around talking about you don't love her? Bro, you love her. Stop playing. But Daphne and Simon, their whole thing about just not being together, it was beautiful at first, but every single time him just rolling off of her, just like, and Shorty just looking over and like, huh.
Does it hurt?
I was like, all right, yeah, we done with it. Number 4 will definitely be Daphne and Simon. Okay, so for our number 3, it's gonna be Penny and Colin. Now, at this time, again, I have not seen season 3 as of yet, but I want to say Penny and Colin just because the seeds have been sprinkled down all of seasons 1 and 2. And I know eventually they're gonna have to be together, but it's just Colin has been playing this game, going after other women, going on his whole leave, and at the end of season 2, I saw him just say the fact that he was like, oh, I would never be with Featherington. Miss Featherington is just a friend of mine. You can tell that he does have feelings for her, but he just is afraid to explore those feelings because he is of high status and the Featheringtons are low-key falling down the social ladder. I think he's just trying to make sure that his family doesn't get talked about moving forward, but it is still very disrespectful that he's kind of putting down his future wife. But I do think that they will have a fantastic love story, so I'm super excited to see season 3. I will put them at this placeholder at number 3 just because I don't know where it can end up. I feel as though Colin might piss me off towards season 3, and I might have to do this list all over again, but I do have a lot of faith in Colin and Penelope. So my number 2 pick, hear me out, I think it's only because of how spicy it was. Like, they were just on and off arguing every single time, and I just thought that was beautiful. Like, that was a perfect setup for a love story of will they, won't they. Anthony and Kate should have been together by episode 5. They just dragged that shit on until episode 8, probably towards the last 30 minutes we finally get them to be together. But they had such a passionate sex scene, bro. They had such emotional moments together, and I feel like everything that happened in season 2 was so much better than what they did in season 1, where versus Daphne and Simon had their whole moments of just their vulnerability. They emphasized that in season 2 with Kate and Anthony. When we found out exactly as to what happened to the former Viscount, you saw Kate get stung by a bee, and that connection that they shared, where she didn't understand the full story. She did understand that, yes, that the former Viscount had passed away, and that's why Anthony did not like being in that certain area of the garden. When she took his hand and put it on her chest, and they just had that moment where they looked at each other, where they were just in each other's eyes, that was beautiful. He calmed down, and then he realized the situation, and that was gonna be the first time that they could have kissed. The whole enemy to lover storyline is probably one of my favorites, but I really did enjoy Kate and Anthony. Their whole storyline, it was very beautiful, and just how it ended with them. Well, them playing with Edwina, that was one thing that was annoying. Like, the fact that Edwina did not notice for the entire season until like episode 6, and was just like, yo, was I blind to all of this? Yes, good sister, you was blind, you missed all of that. But Anthony and Kate, number 2. For number 1, it's freshly or very new to me, but I really do like this. Everything that Kate and Anthony was, the king and the queen are. Queen Charlotte and King George, by far, are my favorite couple. They didn't even get to really know each other before they got married, but that chemistry was already there from the moment that she came down that wall. She turned back and was just like, oh, this brother looked good. Finding out that he was the king, he was like, yo, don't call me the king, call me George. Now, from that scene, everything that happened after, I was angry, and I didn't know why. It just bothered me so much that George switched. Like, he became a whole different person. But from what I'm gathering, is that George is suffering from a lot. I don't know exactly what the issue is. I'll probably have to look back into it a little further. I'm very close to the ending of that season or that series. I don't know if season 2 of Queen Charlotte will be coming out, but Charlotte and George, they have passion. Like the whole even day. Oh my god. I had to look at my wife when I saw that scene. I was like, yo, these kids? Or yeah, were they kids? I don't know. I don't really know the age difference at this time. I think she is 10 and 7, which, yo, why do they count like that? I definitely want to say that Queen Charlotte is probably a lot better than Bridgerton, because the whole backstory, them actually falling in love, like versus the other couples where it's like a few days where they get to meet each other, they court. No, these two fell in love and they stayed in love until the very end, where you do see bits and pieces of the king. He is very sick in, I believe we only see him in season 2 of Bridgerton. He is very sick, and in Queen Charlotte you see how we end up in that moment in time. But I definitely think Queen Charlotte and King George are the best love story, and I would highly recommend, if anyone wanted to get into the Bridgerton series, watch seasons 1 and 2 of Bridgerton and then watch Queen Charlotte, because that is peak right there. That is like the best love story that they have. But in the comment section down below, let me know what you guys think. Who was the best love story out of the entire series? I'll see you guys next time. Peace.